I just want to bring out a different point. I'll just read. When Herod, the ruler of Galilee, heard about Jesus, I'm reading from the New Living Translation, he said to his advisors, "This must be John the Baptist raised from the dead. That is why he can do such miracles." For Herod had arrested and imprisoned John as a favor to his wife, Herodias, the former wife of Herod's brother Philip. John had told Herod, "It's against God's law for you to marry her." And Herod wanted to kill John, but he was afraid of a riot because of all the people believed that John was a prophet. So like Gary was saying, he was in fear, but in his heart. Now, we must remember that God looks at the heart, and he could see the heart of Herod. He could see what was really in his heart. He could see that he wanted to kill John the Baptist. And that's why Herod was full of fear. He was fear of killing him because of the people. And at this birthday party, verse 6 said, "But at a birthday party, Herodias' daughter performed a dance that greatly pleased him. So he promised with a vow to give her anything she wanted. And at her mother's request, the girl said, 'I want the head of John the Baptist on a tray.' And then the king regretted what he'd said." And it just hit me. How many times have we said something, we do something, and then regretted it? Because Keith and I, we both, well, I didn't know Keith was studying, but with the same thing I was, about the unruly tongue and just speaking off the top of your head. And you give your word for something and then after regret it. So here he is, he's regretting what he said, but he couldn't take his words back. And this is a warning to us. We have to be very careful what we say and what we do as ministers of the gospel, because people will hold us more accountable. We've all heard the phrase, "Oh, and you call yourself a Christian?" So there's a lot in here. And then the king, verse 9, regretted what he'd said, but because of the vow he'd made in front of his guests, he issued the necessary orders. Now, he could have humbled himself here. He could have said, "Look, I know I promised you that, but I have to go back on my word. And I have to ask you to forgive me." Now, I had to do this. I was only a very young Christian. And I promised this woman I'd go surety for her. And then I read in Proverbs the night when I was very unsettled. I was only a baby Christian. I was very unsettled in my spirit. And the Lord led me to Proverbs where it says, "Don't be surety for a friend, because if they can't pay, you're going to be held accountable and you could lose what you have." See? So I promised to surety, guarantee for it. So I had to humble myself. And the next day, after I read that in the scriptures, I had to go to her and say, look, I'm sorry. I have to back down. I can't do it. And I explained to her why, as a Christian, I'd be going against God's words. See? Well, he could have done that, but no. Why? Why didn't he do it? Because he didn't want to lose face in front of the crowd. He didn't want to lose face in front of the crowd. But so John was beheaded in the prison, and his head was brought on a tray and given to the girl, who took it to her mother. And then later, John's disciples came and buried him. So there's a very important lesson, even for us there. We have to watch what we say. And if we are wrong, we have to admit it and ask for forgiveness